Third-person point of view is considered the most popular voice of narration until recent times when readers took a preference to first-person point of view because it is a more immersive style. It is also known as the omniscient point of view or the God-eye point of view, and this is because the narrator is privy to the thoughts, feelings, and motives of all the characters in the narrative. The common pronouns used in this type of writing are third-person pronouns: he, she, him, her, it, their, they, them. In writing third person, it's obvious that the narrator is not the main character, but rather an observer, and this style is so much more diverse. Authors like James Hadley Chase and James Patterson are known for writing in this style. In some of his books, James Patterson has even combined multiple POVs, a combination of first person and third person, dividing them by chapters. This style of writing is the easiest known POV as it follows the tone of a person narrating a story they already know to someone else. There are instances of limitations in information, but at the same time, it is much easier to maintain as it could be equated to you telling a story you have experienced or are experiencing to your friend. The writer/narrator is not the main character and does not need to refer to themselves throughout the storytelling. Types of third-person point of view in writing. There are different ways to approach third-person point of view in writing. Third-person omniscient point of view. This omniscient narrative knows everything about the story and its characters. This narrator can enter anyone's mind, move freely through time, and give the readers their own opinions and observations as well as those of the characters. For example, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice is told from a third-person omniscient point of view, giving the reader full access to the main character, Elizabeth, as well as the characters around her. Third-person limited omniscient. This point of view, often called a close third, is when an author sticks closely to one character but remains in third person. The narrator can do this for the entire novel or switch between different characters for different chapters or sections. This point of view allows the author to limit a reader's perspective and control what information the reader knows. It is used to build interest and heighten suspense. Third-person objective. Third-person objective point of view has a neutral narrator that is not privy to characters' thoughts or feelings. The narrator presents the story with an observational tone. Ernest Hemingway employs this narrative voice in his short story, Hills Like White Elephants. An unknown narrator relays the dialogue between a couple as they wait for a train in Spain. This point of view puts the reader in the position of a voyeur, eavesdropping on a scene or story. 3 reasons to write in third-person point of view. Robust character development. Third person has a wider narrative scope than its first and second person counterparts, and can shine the spotlight on more than one character. These multiple angles give a reader a 360-degree view of the plot, each adding information that another character doesn't have, creating a rich, complex narrative. Narrative flexibility. Third person can offer more flexibility. You can be everywhere, help your reader see everything, and switch between various characters' stories. You can go from complete omniscience to limited or close third point of view. This latter style gives you the ability to be inside a character's thoughts, feelings, and sensations, which can give readers a deeper experience of character and scene. An authoritative, trustworthy narrator. Writing from third person stations the narrator above the action, creating a bird's eye view of the story. This angle, along with the ability of the narrator to know at least one character's thoughts in both omniscient and limited third person, gives the narrative a more authoritative, reliable voice, since the narrator has nothing at stake. 4 tips for writing in third person point of view. Telling a story in third person seems straightforward, but it's more than just a play-by-play of events. Follow these tips to help you get the most out of writing from the third person. Determine which third-person approach fits your story. As you start to write, consider which third-person perspective can best tell the story of your protagonist. Omniscient, limited, or objective. There are advantages to each depending on the genre of your story. For example, author Dan Brown uses a closed third narrative to add depth to his villains. Brown humanizes his characters by revealing their inmost thoughts. Follow high-stake characters. When choosing which character will serve as your main point of view for any chapter or scene, hone in on the one who has the most to lose or learn. Whichever character is facing the highest stakes, the one who has the most to lose in the particular scene will be the one to follow closely, because their thoughts and reactions will carry most of the tension. The character who has the most to learn is often an equally good choice. In James Hadley Chase, You Find Him, I'll Fix Him, we follow the narrative of Ed Dawson, the newspaper man who makes the hard mistake of forming a liaison with his boss's daughter. When the young lady turns up dead, he must keep it a secret that they had a relationship, and most importantly, he must find out who is responsible for her death because now his current job and further promotion is on the line. Reveal only what your character knows. In James Hadley Chase's novel Tiger by the Tail, his main character, Kenway Holland, only knows up to the point where the woman he has escorted for the night is suddenly in the pool of her own blood, right after they step into the apartment together. He could swear that someone else did it, but all the evidence points to him. No one else is seen on the scene. Now the story follows from Kenway's point of view and his need to redeem himself to then show us what actually happened. But we don't know who did it, or if there was actually someone else, because even Kenway isn't sure. Not until it's certain that there's someone else with motive. While point of view is an essential tool in character development, because you're describing the world through a character's eyes and letting readers know what they think and feel, you should be aware of what your character's limitations are. Review your writing frequently to scan for mistakes you might have made and given a character information or opinions they wouldn't normally have. Be consistent. It's fine to have different subplots told from different point of view throughout your novel, but make sure that it's consistent. If you're narrating from your hero's perspective, don't suddenly switch to another character's point of view in the middle of a scene. It will be jarring and confusing for your readers. James Patterson, When the Wind Blows, shows consistency in narrative voice as we learn the story of Maximum and the cruel turnout of a scientific experiment that turns Maximum and her siblings into mutants. You can grab a copy of my published novel, A Billionaire's Guide to Beating the Enemy, for free by clicking on the link below. Watch out for my next book, The Billionaire's Redemption, that will be released this month of November. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to turn on post notifications so you're the first to know when there's a new video. Be sure to catch up on previous videos too. Happy writing!